TV funny man Jimmy Carr seems to be making a move from a peddler of crude one-liners to doing the podcast rounds as some sort of pop psychologist. And in his latest podcast interview, he's very eager to state how he thinks mass immigration into London is fantastic.
I don't read as this at all, so you sort of have to say it, but I'm sort of first-generation immigrant. Irish parents moved over in the early 70s, sort of economic migrants, and we did very well.
Now, I'm aware that it's sacrilege in our modern woke world to note differences between different immigrant groups, but the Irish aren't exactly a good test case here. The Irish and the British have a long history together. We have a similar culture, and the Irish that have come here have integrated very well. So it's quite dishonest of Jimmy Carr to use that as a basis to having people from every corner of the world, often with very differing ideologies, in huge numbers to us. Of course, what he wants to say is, if you've got a problem with that, you're just a racist.
I think there's something about migrants that we don't talk about enough. They're incredible high agency people.
Oh yeah, Jimmy, we never hear the BBC or The Guardian talking about how amazing migrants are, how they come here and save our NHS and so on.
We're all from elsewhere a generation ago, and you go, what's great about London? Why is it the greatest city in the world? Well, migration.
We're all from somewhere else only a generation ago? This isn't America, Jimmy. Some of us have ancestry that goes back way over 1,000 years. And London is the greatest city on earth? For who? It's only great for the mega-rich, of course, of which Jimmy Carr is one. And remember, Jimmy Carr loves the modern UK so much, he's willing to engage in dodgy tax evasion schemes to avoid giving the UK state even a penny of its precious millions of pounds. All while he reclines in his giant Primrose Hill gated mansion in which he lives with his girlfriend and son. Tell you what, Jimmy, it looks like there's a lot of spare rooms there for the migrants you love so much, although somehow I don't think he'll be inviting many in.
It's this amazing sort of melting pot of energy and people with kind of hopes and dreams and aspirations. It's fantastic.
I mean, yeah, just yesterday a migrant was roaming around with a machete and stabbed a 14-year-old boy.
It's fantastic.
Tens of thousands of knife offences and hundreds of youngsters killed each year.
It's fantastic.
A situation in which British natives only make up a third of their own capital city and where the mayor's office tells them that they don't represent Londoners.
It's fantastic.
A city that is getting increasingly dangerous due to the importation of ethnic blood feuds, which will see the native population number about 10% by 2050.
It's fantastic.
Of course, Jimmy Carr says all of this, despite his edgy jokes, because he's a company man to the bitter end. He wouldn't have his cushy TV presenting gigs of mediocre comedy shows, nor his TV adverts, nor his celebrity spots on podcasts of the day if he didn't have the views of the liberal elite. This is pretty standard for the modern UK, however. Do let me know your thoughts down below and do consider subscribing to the channel.